everybody, and welcome to Darling Stadium. Tonight, the Kecoughtan Warriors play host to the Crabbers of Hampton High School. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe and Brent Musgrove here at Darling Stadium. Let me tell you something. About 10 minutes ago, the bottom dropped out.
The skies opened up.
It definitely did, as it is now raining right hard here at Darling Stadium. 15 minutes ago, it was nice and hot and humid here on an October night, and both teams are ready to play tonight as the band gets ready to march on the field. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors for tonight's game here at Darling Stadium.
Mike, tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Fort Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and the newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Eric Thompson Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 881-2004. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue. Nancy Staten, Director.
All right, those are our sponsors for tonight's game. We'll be going down to the field here in a couple of minutes as the Warrior Band will be getting ready to play the national anthem here at Darling Stadium. As we get set, we'll send it down to the field and we'll have a listen to the national anthem.
At this time,
frustrating year. Lost 5 games by a touchdown or less. And it's got to be really frustrating to be so close right on that brink. I got to ask you, is it some of it mental, some of it just wearing down physically? What do you attribute it to?
Well, a lot of it's mental. You make careless mistakes, and you know we come out and we play lights out in the first half of games and winning most of the time at halftime, and somehow or another in the second half we come out and just are flat. And you know it's not that we play bad, we just don't have the enthusiasm like we had in the first half, and that's when things go south after that. So that's been the biggest thing, is we just haven't been able to finish a ball game. So hopefully tonight will be the turning point for that.
Well, how are the kids responding in practice? It's got to be frustrating for them and hard for you and the coaches to keep those kids motivated when they're getting so close and so close.
Well, I mean, we watch film on Mondays, and they see the same thing that we do, that, you know, it's just 1 or 2 things here or there that makes the biggest difference. If we don't, you know, if we get a first down here or we get a stop there, it could be the biggest difference in a win. So, you know, they see the same thing. We know we're right there. We could just as easily be 5-1, you know, as we are 2-5. So, you know, they're frustrated that they can't get over the hump, but at the same time, they know that it's just a matter of time.
Well, let me just, because you're getting back in here with the practice and the weather's not looking too good, but let me ask you one last question. Tell us about your quarterback, Dorsey. Now, I was reading the stats in the paper and stuff like that. He's coming along pretty good, and he's just a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Last year in the second game against Phoebus, he broke his ankle, and he was going to be a great player for us last year as a freshman. And then, you know, we asked him to he wanted to play receiver, and he likes playing receiver. And so we talked him into playing quarterback because we wanted our playmakers to have the ball in their hands, and he said, fine, and I'll do it. So he's been a huge asset right now. I mean, he's made some sophomore mistakes, you know, but that's to be expected. So, you know, I look forward for the next couple of years with him. So that's the biggest thing.
Well, looking at your roster, you've got some young players, and things are still growing for you, and you're close. We thank you so much for taking the time to come over and talk to us, and let's get it back up to the guys upstairs. Thanks again, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brent. Obviously, that wasn't the national anthem. That was Coach Tidwell of the Warriors talking about how his team has done so far this year. 2-5 on the year so far. They've lost 4 of those 5 games by 7 points or less. So, I mean, they've been in the games. They just, like you said, hasn't come through. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Crabbers, as we will send it down to Brent here in a couple of minutes. They are 6-1 after last week's loss to the Phantoms. Coming back here strong, I would assume, and Coach Smith said, you know, over in the side, just said they had a real good week of practice. Let's send it down to Brent now, where he's got a special guest from the Hampton Crabbers.
Thanks again, guys. I got a rare privilege here tonight. Coach Smith is tied up back at the school, and I get the pleasure of interviewing Danny Mitchell. Danny, how long have you been with the Hampton High program, including playing?
Well, I think this is 30 years coaching, and so 33, I guess. Plus, you know, my grandfather was a crabber, my dad was a crabber, so, you know, I guess all my life I've been hanging around Hampton High School one way or the other.
You don't get too far from Queen Street, do you?
I don't want to go too far from Queen Street. I like it where I'm at.
Well, Coach, you're in charge of the offense and defensive line, plus you help out in so many other ways. Let's talk about that a little bit. I was going over the stats and see that your defensive line average is about 216. And Kecoughtan tonight's coming in, if you look at their averages, it's 260 on their offensive line. What do you attribute y'all's success year in and year out? Big teams, little teams.
Well, I think, you know, you have to coach whoever you have. You know, if you've got big guys, you coach big guys. If you got small guys, you coach small guys. But, you know, it's a tribute to Coach Smith and the system we have at Hampton High School that, you know, perennially we're always, you know, in the thick offensively or defensively. And, you know, I think it's a tribute to Coach more than anything.
Well, and his staff, and I know he'd be the first one to say that, but he's put together a good group, you, man, and a whole bunch of others. Let me ask you about a couple of players real quick. Talk to me about Doug Graves, fullback.
Doug Graves is got the body of Adonis. I mean, he looks like a fullback, and he does a good job for us. He's always our lead blocker, and he gets to run the ball on a rare occasion. And when he has this year, he's done a good job for us.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one last question. Talk to me a little bit about Wynn. Now, last week y'all threw a few passes to him, and he's blocking back, running, and everything else.
Well, Pierre did play fullback last week for us more than usual, and it was by design. We thought we could get the ball to him, and but he's done a great job for us at linebacker, and he works hard. All the kids work really, really hard, and but both of those kids have done a good job for us.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for taking the time, and thank Coach Smith for giving us the privilege to talk to you.
That's right.
Thanks so much. Okay. All right. Thanks again. Thanks, guys. Back up to you.
Well, thanks, Brent. Well, it is slacking up a little bit in regards to the water that's been falling here for the last 15 minutes. It came down so hard that the track is almost underwater.
And there you can see it on the screen right there, Mike. They've got a bunch of water pooling up on the track. It's kind of wet out on the field, but not real bad at this time.
Well, you know, I really believe the field itself can take a lot of rain there. We haven't had any around here for a while. It's been so dry, it's like dust everywhere, but everybody's been dreaming to have rain come, but it really would have been nice to have waited another 2 or 3 hours.
And there you can see some of the wet cheerleaders from Kecoughtan High School as they are waiting for their team to come out onto the field. And there's Hampton with the rain slickers on. You see Coach Mitchell on the left. And Mike, this is going to be some kind of a game tonight. I know that everybody's expecting Hampton to bounce back from this loss with Phoebus, but you can't discount Kecoughtan. They've played some tough defense all year long. As you mentioned earlier, they've lost a couple of games by a touchdown or two, and you heard Coach Tidwell at the beginning of the broadcast. This team is 1 or 2 touchdowns away from having a 5-2 record rather than a 2-5.
Every game is different. That's the reason why they play the games. So there's a chance. You never know. Now, coming into this game, you would think that Hampton would be highly favored,
right?
But they've got to be reeling just a little bit after last week, and it's really going to be a test tonight to see how Coach Smith and his staff got this team back on track after last week's loss to the Phantoms.
And let me guarantee you, they've got them back on track, knowing Mike Smith and Dana Mitchell for all these years. They're there. The officials for tonight's game: John Patrick, referee; Bill Allen, the umpire; Alan Denton, the linesman; Tom Chisholm, the line judge; Robert Calloway, the side judge; and Calvin Hill, the field judge.
Calvin Hill, a name out of the past. As they are getting ready to do the coin flip, we'll hopefully be able to hear the referee out there telling us exactly who may win it. And at that point in time, we'll be able to bring up our offensive and defensive starters.
Now, how come they look dry?
They were underneath an umbrella.
They was.
Of course, it's just drizzling out there right now, and really you can't see it here, but.
You need to get him.
I'm going to get him, but I'll be on the right side.
Yeah, you're in the right spot. We did a pregame toss because
you're sitting right, because we're going to see that.
And there you can hear the officials
they
on
are
the field
live because we can't hear them here too. The last week during the coin toss, we didn't know for sure whether the referee had a mic on because we were sitting here talking over them, and actually they did have it. So the captains now for both teams entering the field as. Our referee stands there smiling, waiting for him to arrive there so they can do the coin toss. And we will listen in to the coin toss and see who goes on offense,
Gentlemen, come in and shake hands, introduce
who's
yourself.
on defense.
And we'd like to welcome everybody out there who's watching us tonight. Once again, we're coming to you live from Darling Stadium. This is WHCS Channel 46 Sports, bringing you live coverage of Peninsula District football.
Well, you know, actually, prior to an hour ago, we weren't going to do this.
I want Hampton players talking to Hampton players. I want Kecoughtan players talking to Kecoughtan players, okay? You let us officiate, you play football, all right? If we have a penalty, okay, I'm either going to call for a green captain or I'm going to call for a white captain. I want one of you to come to me. Listen to me. I will give you the best option first, okay? Everybody understand that? Okay. We had the coin toss previously. Kecoughtan, you won the toss. You elected to receive. Hampton, you're going to kick from down there, so let's put your backs here. Let's put your backs down here. I'm going to tell everybody the Kecoughtan has won the toss, has elected to receive. Gentlemen, shake hands, bring your teams out.
All right, so as soon as Andy's ready, we'll put up the offensive starters for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
And here they are on offense for the Warriors. Number 71, Patrick Amick, tackle. Number 79, Shane Rivera, tackle. Number 54, Keith Barber, guard. Number 55, Chris Leofow, guard. Number 51, Charlie Hellman at center. Number 87, Greg Richardson at tight end. The flanker, number 7, William Tate. The split end, number 2, Grant West. The fullback, number 45, Terry Thomas. The running back, number 1, Isaiah Shepard. And the quarterback, number 5, Anthony Dorsey. This is the Kecoughtan Warrior offense tonight, Mike. And they're going up against that tough Hampton defense. And here is that defense for the Hampton Crabbers. Number 70, Anthony Wardrett, tackle. Number 60, William Jefferson, tackle. Number 74, James Lynch, defensive end. Number 66, Tyrell Wilson, defensive end. At linebackers, number 32, Billy Evans, inside linebacker. Number 30, Pierre Wynn, inside linebacker. Number 11, Andy Allison, outside linebacker. And number 2, Tron Martinez, outside linebacker. In the secondary, number 10, Debonair Foster at cornerback. Number 7, Sean Fields at cornerback. And the safety, number 15, Paul Shaw. The number 3 rated defense, I believe, in the district. Check that, the number 1 defense in the district, Mike.
Well, number 1, as far as the stats are concerned, right now they really have to work to maintain that after last week, and I'm sure that Coach Smith has last week completely away from them at this point, and they have 3 games remaining, and this week is not going to be a pushover, but next weekend they're going to have a game they're going to have to really deal with, and that's against the Bethel Bruins, and that will be, in all reality, for second place in the district. Right now, the Crabbers are seated 4th in the region as far as the playoffs. There's 8 teams that will be playing, and as long as they stay 4th or better, they will host a first-round game in the playoffs. So that the Crabbers have to continue to win. As they get ready to come on the field, looks like Matt Mitchell, number 1, will be teeing it up for the Crabbers, and he will tee it up at the 40-yard line.
There you see William Tate, number 7, for the Kecoughtan Warriors as he drops back to receive the kick.
As we get ready to kick off, Paul, this is we're going to see just how much the Crabbers have worked hard this week, because Coach Smith had them guys really raring to go during the week.
Yes, he did, and I don't think we're going to see anything we're not expecting here. We're going to see a tough Hampton defense.
Kickoff taken at the 11-yard line, and he is dropped just shy of the 30.
That was William Tate with the return, brought down by, it looked like, number 10 for the Hampton Crabbers, Debonair Foster. You see the replay here. Tate picks it up on about the 10-yard line, comes across to the 25, and is pushed out of bounds by the Crabbers.
1st and 10 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Ball rest at their own 29-yard line as we begin play here at Darling Stadium.
You get a good view here, Mike. We talked earlier, Brent did to the coach, how big the line was for the Warriors.
Ball is handed off to the upback, the fullback, and I believe that is number 56 on the carry. I thought it was actually 45 on the carry, but 56 is the one who handed the ball to the referee.
Check that up for you real quick here, Mike. Find
Yeah,
out who
I
number
believe
56 is. I thought that was going to be Terry Thomas.
I believe 45 carried it, and he may have just left it on the field. But that is 56 in the fullback spot, by the way. That's a keeper up the middle by the Warriors quarterback.
Calvin Ruffin is number 56, the quarterback on that play. Of course, Anthony Dorsey, number 5. You can see him with the keeper. A quick run right off the left side of the center.
That's going to leave a 3rd down and 2 for the Warriors here on their opening possession of the game. 3rd down and 2. Dorsey, number 5, the quarterback. Oh, he's hit in the backfield. Nice play by the defense on the Crabbers' part. Who that was that shot through the middle there? Was it
Anthony Wardrett? Number 70 came through untouched as you watch it on the replay. And Wardrett just comes right in and wraps up Dorsey quickly.
And there's Martinez to help take care of bringing him down. And so that's going to bring up a 4th down and 7 for the Warriors after the 5-yard loss.
Real quickly, the Hampton defense shows that it is going to be tough tonight as they stop the Warriors here in the very first quarter.
Punting the ball for Kecoughtan is number 15. That's Michael Riley as he kicks the ball out of bounds. Looks like the Crabbers were going to start their first series of downs at their own 47-yard line, where they'll start it off 1st and 10.
That kick kind of looked like it went off the side of his foot there, Mike.
He hit it pretty much straight for us up here in the booth.
Watch this kick right here. See, he had to grab the ball from the side, and it just kind of goes off the right side of his foot. And as wet as it is out there, it may have had a little bit to do with it. Well, we'll see what the Warriors do here on defense.
Mitchell lines up behind center along with Tron Martinez in the backfield. There's Martinez with the handoff. He gets back to the line maybe a yard out to near the 48, maybe 48.5-yard line, gain of about 1.5 yards. Yep, they're going to bring it back to about the 48. So gain of a little bit more than a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Crabbers.
Like getting in on that play for the Warriors, number 56, Calvin Ruffin, the nose guard. The Warriors go with a 3-4 setup on their defense with Ruffin at nose guard, Thomas and McKeegan on either side at tackle.
4 wideouts now for the Crabbers, 3 to the top side of the screen. Martinez, the lone back, hands off to Martinez up the middle, and he's stopped at the line. Maybe lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
Josh Morris, the outside linebacker, came through on the right-hand side. It doesn't appear that he had anyone targeting him, and he got right into the backfield. Watch it here on the near side of the screen as you see him come in. Hit him a little high, almost got by him, but made the stop, and Derek Mayo right there to help with the finish.
No gain, 3rd down and 9 as the ball sits right on the Crabber 48-yard line.
Good shot at number 56 of the Warriors, the nose guard, Calvin Ruffin there on your screen.
4 wideouts again, 3 to the far side. Back to pass the ball is Mitchell. He completes it out there to Martinez. He scoots by a couple of runners. He gets a block out there, and he's all the way down inside the 20-yard line near the 18. Big play by the Crabbers on that one. Nice little screen pass to the far side of the field to the back, Martinez.
And Martinez makes
Sean Fields.
Yeah, Fields makes his play. He splits 2 tacklers. I thought he was going to get tackled right there for a loss.
I thought it was Martinez. It ended up being Sean Fields.
We've seen Sean Fields before many times. He's got some speed, and he used it right there. But it was quickness in taking off there and splitting those 2 tackles that broke him loose on that, because I thought for sure we were going to have a loss on that play.
Of course, now Sean Fields is known more for his stealing the bases during the baseball season, as the young man can really go. Again, 4 wideouts. This time is the handoff up the middle.
Looks like number 10, Derek Mayo, made the stop, and that appeared to be, looked like number 42 coming out of the backfield there.
And that was number 42. That's Doug Graves.
See him go right into the line, bounces off a couple of blockers and a tackler, and finally brought down by Derek Mayo.
Gain of about 4. 2nd down and 6 now for the Crabbers. Ball rests at the Warriors' 16-yard line. First drive for the Crabbers here in the first quarter.
You have to remember, it's kind of like they started off last week against the Phantoms. They had that big run by Tron Martinez.
A 52-yarder, and then Martinez ended up only getting 55 yards. And what a rough night they had that night. This time it looked like the running back got back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. And I believe that might have been Graves again.
I think it was. And look at number 7, the strong safety.
Oh, that is Martinez.
Come in here. That's William Tate, number 7, to drop the runner.
Kecoughtan seems like they are piling up on the line there to, again, try to stop the Crabbers' running attack.
So far, they've been doing a pretty good job.
3rd down and 5. Wide outs, 2 to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. The I formation. Martinez in the backfield. He gets the ball. He gets about 5 yards, and he looks like he's going to have a first down by about 2 yards down inside the 10 to about the 8, where the Crabbers will come up 1st and goal now from the Warrior 8-yard line.
Good blocking by the Crabber offensive line as they got everybody to the right, opening up a small little crease there for Martinez, and he took advantage of it. Once he got past that front line, he was hit about 5 yards later. Good job by the offensive line that time, Mike.
Graves and Martinez again in the backfield. 1 wide out to the far side in the I formation. Hand off again to Martinez, right up the middle, down inside the 5, close to the 4. 2nd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Martinez brought down that time by William Tate along with Calvin Ruffin, the nose guard. Hampton trying to grind it out right here as you see Danny Mitchell and Coach Smith on the sidelines.
2nd down and goal. Hand off again to Martinez up the middle inside the 4. See where they're going to mark this one, maybe at the 3. Down and goal from the 3 now for the Crabbers.
See the replay here. Martinez just dives over the right side, picks up a couple of yards.
Running out of time here. They kind of get a move on here, or they're going to end up with 5 yards further to go.
Well, Hampton working kind of methodically here, Mike, as they're establishing that running game. Doing a good job of it.
Martinez again. Nope, not.
Like what, number 30?
That was number 30. Was that Pierre Wynn?
Yep.
So Wynn got stopped with about a 2-yard loss back at the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th and goal as the Kecoughtan Warriors defense really has stiffened here.
Looks like he ran right into Derek Mayo.
Looks like they're going to attempt to kick a field goal here. Let's see, they'll set it up. Looks like they'll tee it up right at about the 12. So that'll make it about a 27-yard attempt here for Mitchell. Mitchell has a good leg. He can get it to this distance. It's down. Oh, he got a little short kick there and missed it. Did not get a good footing on that one as he missed it to the left or to the right, and it doesn't look like he even hit the ball.
No, I don't know whether it was just wet, whether he couldn't get his footing right there. It looked like the timing might have been off just a little bit.
Let's look at it again.
See anything here? See him with the plant foot right there, and I think maybe he went a little too far with the plant. Just got it there.
So the Warriors hold as the Crabbers miss a short field goal, taking over now 1st and 10 at their own 20.
There's some of the wet fans and the wet stands.
And it's definitely wet in these stands. At least it looks like the rain has stopped for now.
For now, we'll have to see what the skies have in store for us.
Quarterback sweep over there as he looked like they were going to pitch it out, but he held on to it and looks like he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play.
And here's the Kecoughtan offense tonight. Number 71, Patrick Ament at tackle. Number 79, Shane Rivera at tackle. Number 54, Keith Barber at guard. Number 55, Chris LaFau at guard. Number 51, Charlie Hellman at center. Number 87, Greg Richardson at tight end. Number 7, William Tate, the flanker. Number 2, Grant West, the split end. Number 45, Terry Thomas at fullback. number 1, Isaiah Shepard at running back, and number 5, Anthony Dorsey, the quarterback.
As we get ready to start play here again, 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2 by Dorsey. Dorsey on a handoff.
Number 7 and number 60 for the Crabbers in on the stop. Up a couple of yards there. It'll be...
Here's the Hampton defensive starters.
And your defense. On defense for Hampton, number 70... Anthony Wardrett, tackle. Number 60, William Jefferson, tackle. Number 74, James Lynch, defensive end. Number 66, Terrell Wilson, defensive end. Number 32, Billy Evans, inside linebacker.
Dorsey swinging out now as he wants to throw, but he's hammered at about the 24-yard line by the Crabbers.
And we'll continue with that. Number 32, Billy Evans, linebacker. Number 30, Pierre Wynn, linebacker. Number 11, Andy Allison, outside linebacker. Number 2, Tron Martinez, outside linebacker. Number 10, Debonair Foster, cornerback. Number 7, Sean Fields, cornerback. And number 15, Paul Shaw, safety.
Stephen Cato for the Warriors in to punt the ball as number 7 for the Crabbers. Sean Fields is back at around midfield to receive the Warrior punt. 4th down and about 7 now. A little bit better punt than the last time as he takes the punt at the 49-yard line, stutter steps a few times and picks up 2. Down he goes at the Warrior 49-yard line, a gain of 2 on the return.
Like the Warriors were swarmed down there, and they had him just boxed in with nowhere to go, and Kendall Pete Ross finally makes a stop, number 12. Watch this on the replay. Much better kick than the last time, and the Warriors get down there quickly, and Sean Fields just has nowhere to go at all. They're all over him.
So the Crabbers will take possession, 1st and 10 at the Kecoughtan 49-yard line. Matt Mitchell, the quarterback for the Crabbers. Doug Graves is the fullback, along with Tron Martinez is the tailback. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Hand off to Graves up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick up maybe about 3 to the 46-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Crabbers.
Strong safety once again, number 7, William Tate, getting in there to make the tackle as you see him come in there at the top of your screen. Kecoughtan, once again, Mike, playing pretty tough defense here. They're bending. They're not completely giving.
Yeah, the Crabbers have not attempted a pass yet, so they're going to keep the ball on the ground. They did one.
Sean Fields at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
The big yardage there, but they're grinding it out.
Back to throw now is Mitchell. He's going to overthrow a wide open number 10, Debonair Foster, as he was doing a post pattern.
Oh, yeah, Mike, if he'd have got that
coverage,
ball.
and the ball was just overthrown. And when it looks like it left his hand, it just sailed
on him, yeah. He was wide open. Chris McGee, number 22, was the only defender near the receiver, and that could have been big trouble right there for the Warriors.
If he'd have got the ball on target that time, that would have been 6 points, because I don't believe they would have caught.
And it's not like we meant to give that play away here. We're talking about they hadn't passed in a while, and boom, they go right to the pass.
So 3rd down and 7. 3 wide outs to the far side, 1 down here to the near. Single setback is Graves.
Here comes the outside blitz.
Pass is way off target, as that's going to bring up an incomplete pass. It's going to make it 4th down and 7 for the Crabbers.
Matt Mitchell under a little bit of pressure here as you see number 10, Derek Mayo, off the top there coming in on the blitz. Almost, look how he gets up there, and I think that affected the pass from Mitchell. One of the reasons why it went nowhere.
Matt had to do was step up a little bit, and he could have got around that one. He was the only defensive player that was rushing, but he did a good job doing that. Mitchell back now to punt the ball, standing at his own 40. Back to receive now is number 1. That's Isaiah Shepard for the Warriors. Nice punt down. It bounces at about the 16 to the 10.
Oh, they're going to get a nice roll
all the way down to the Kecoughtan 7-yard line. where the Warriors will take over 1st and 10. No score here at Darling Stadium here in the first quarter of play. Kecoughtan 0 and Hampton 0.
Here's the replay on this. Matt Mitchell with a good foot, as we've mentioned before, gets a great kick and a good roll on this, as you'll see it hit around the 17 and then gets the roll all the way down inside to the 7, about a 10-yard roll on that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the Kecoughtan High School, Hampton High School varsity football game live from Darling Stadium. There you see players from the Kecoughtan bench, and you were mentioning how hot it was. Ooh.
Like somebody on Kecoughtan's team may have jumped. Obviously, 2 Hampton players jumped. Let's see if anybody from Kecoughtan moved. I don't think so. It looks like the Crabbers are going to get the 5-yard encroachment penalty here, and they do.
Dead ball, encroachment, Hampton. Still first down.
There it is.
So 1st and 5 now. The ball sits at the 12.
Hampton trying to capitalize on their quickness there on the defensive front line. Just a little too quick that time.
Shepard is the tailback, and he gets the ball from Dorsey. Runs the ball outside near the 15, and he's forced out by a host of Crabbers.
Great camera action on that play as we saw that one from ground level, and Shepard coming right at us.
Gain of about 3.
Here's a replay on that from a different angle, and you see Shepard come to the side. He just couldn't get around. Who was that, number 32, number 22 for the
32 for the Crabbers. That was Billy Evans who actually had him. Forced them to the outside. That's going to bring up a 2nd down now and 2 at the 15-yard line. Remember, they had a 5-yard penalty earlier to give them a 1st and 5, so gain of 3 on the play.
So far, just a back and forth here, Mike.
Dorsey hands the ball off to the lead runner, and that's number 45, Terry Thomas. He's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
And here you watch the replay. Terry Thomas, this is a new little wrinkle in the offense for the Kecoughtan Warriors, as Coach Tidwell has moved Terry Thomas into the running back position, and they're going to try and utilize his size and speed on offense.
William Jefferson was the lead tackler on that play.
Mike Smith always looks dry, cool, calm, and collected.
Well, that's because he was standing out there in that downpour with an umbrella. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
3rd down and 2 here. Back to pass. Instead, he stops and takes off running, and Crabbers' defensive line says nothing's going to happen there, fellas. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
That almost looked like a busted play. Again, we had good camera work at ground level, and we got to see the face, and it looked like he's just, I don't know where it's supposed to be. But
like Bill actually run into the back of his own players.
Yeah.
Billy Evans ended up with the tackle, number 32, from the linebacker spot as he swung around the backside of him and got a hold of the bottom of his legs.
But we'll just kind of call that a busted play.
A busted play. Number 15 for the Warriors, that's Stephen Cato into punt the ball. As number 7, Sean Fields, is standing at the Kecoughtan 40. The field position here now is kind of working its way towards the Kecoughtan line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure. It looked like they were trying to draw Hampton off because the entire line on Kecoughtan moved at one time.
Find out.
Dead ball, delay. It's Kecoughtan.
Could be that they called for the snap. The line stood up like they were in unison, but the ball was never snapped.
Yep.
A loss of 5 on the play from the penalty. It's 4th down and 6 now. Same situation. This time Fields is standing at the Warrior 35. Cato standing inside the end zone.
Good opportunity to get some good field position on this punt.
Fields lets the ball bounce out of bounds at the Kecoughtan 41-yard line. So Hampton will take over 1st and 10 as the quarter ends here at Darling Stadium.
And here's that last punt. Not a bad punt. Gets a little bit of pressure. You can see how he kind of pulls back on that punt, though. Still gets it out to the 40. So that's pretty decent considering he had some pressure on him there, Mike.
So at the end of the first quarter play, no score here at Darling Stadium between the Crabbers of Hampton and the Warriors of Kecoughtan.
There you see some of our wet Fans here in the stands, and ladies and gentlemen, tonight's telecast, the second quarter, will be brought to you by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms supporting student athletes in Hampton. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Berkeley Boulevard in Hampton. Also by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Mike, we're getting ready to enter the second quarter as we see the Kecoughtan cheerleaders out there on the wet track. No score in the first quarter.
Kecoughtan's defense played well in the first quarter. They played most of the game in Kecoughtan zone into the field. What you got there?
Well, just to give you an idea of the defense in the first quarter, Mike, Kecoughtan had no first downs, and Hampton only had 3. So it's either the wetness out there or the good defense of both teams.
Now the Crabbers
stalling the offense.
Crabbers start here, 1st and 10, with the ball sitting at Warrior 41, and it looks like the back line judge threw a flag.
Had a quick whistle and a slow flag there.
He may have had a problem with some equipment, and I believe, unfortunately, the equipment problem happened as they were getting ready to make the snap. And
Dead ball. Delay.
Yep.
Failure to wear proper equipment. Against Hampton. Still first down.
Called that one right on there, partner.
What happens is if they address it before they get to the line, they'll stop the clock and fix it. But if they go to the line and don't address it beforehand, it's a penalty. Loss of 5 on the play, now 1st and 15 for the Crabbers. Mitchell hands the ball off to Martinez, and again, he's bottled up, but gets pretty close to that 5 yards back. It looks like they're going to give him about 4 down to the 42. That's going to be a 2nd down and 11 now for the Crabbers.
Martinez worked for some extra yardage here as he's hit right there, but they don't bring him down. Looks like he was corralled there by number 35 or 33.
I thought it was 39.
Maybe it was 39.
I don't even see a 39 on the board. Okay, so 2nd down and 11 for the Crabbers. Mitchell hands the ball off to Martinez again. Stutter steps to his left.
Oh.
Gets inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. It's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play.
Mike, he carried Derek Mayo, number 10, with him. Watch this. You'll see Derek in the center of the screen come through here and grab him. Now watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he just carries Derek Mayo there. And Derek Mayo, a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds, is not a small player. So Tron Martinez carrying him a good 5 yards.
3rd down and 7 now for the Crabbers at the 38-yard line. Wide out, split to the near and 1 to the right, to the far side. Again in the eye. Back to pass over the middle. Incomplete. Intercepted at the 20-yard line by Shepard, number 1 for the Kecoughtan Warriors, as he gets the ricochet off of the pass, and the Kecoughtan Warriors turn the Crabbers away again.
I'll tell you what, there's a turnover there, Mike, and there was some pressure on Mitchell. It looked like William Tate, number 7. There he is, strong safety.
Well, I don't think Mitchell saw him. The ball went right off of the hands of the Crabbers, number 8, Matthew Schaefer.
Right.
And Shepard picks the ball off and at the 20-yard line, returns it 15 yards to the 35, where the Warriors will take over 1st and 10. And they have a different setup now on offense. They have 4 wideouts, 2 to the near, 2 to the far, single setback, and he's the one that gets the ball again, and that is Shepard. And nowhere he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
See the replay on this. Looked like about 5 Crabbers there. It looks like Shepard hit somebody there, and then kind of got slowed up as you see him right there, and then
that was Marquise,
hit by 2 more.
Robideau and number 2 Tron Martinez on the stop for the Crabbers.
There you see the field goal kicker for the Kecoughtan Warriors. That's number 31 Kyle Lawrence. He practices on the sideline in anticipation of possibly getting. And there, well, you know who that gorgeous young lady is right there. That was somebody's wife we know, wasn't it?
Oh, he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it. and the referees have not called it yet.
Well, we'll have to see. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't.
Both of the side judges marked the spot, but he was a yard up past.
Let's see here. He's got to get to the.
He started.
There he is. He's got to get back up. No, he's going to get rid of it well before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, he's over the line of scrimmage by a good yard. Oh my goodness. Yep. No question right there, Mike. Of course, we've got the advantage of having that replay.
Right. He was close.
All right, I'm being told the second mark was the line of scrimmage. I thought it was the first mark.
Down he goes.
In that case, he wasn't over.
Yep, Dorsey loses his balance there in the wet grass and falls down. It's a big loss for the Warriors all the way back to the 29. Here's a replay of that. As he goes to hit the brakes, and both feet came out from underneath of him as number 54, Marquis Robideau, was right there to bring him down.
You could see the water splash up as he planted that foot and tried to make the turn.
Number 15, Cato, is in to punt the ball. Sean Fields back deep for the Crabbers. Ball went off of his foot again, but this time he gets a decent bounce. So it looks like they're going to mark it at the 44-yard line, where the Crabbers will take over 1st and 10.
You hear that punt up here? It looked like sounded like a slap kick almost. See if we can see how his foot comes up on this one here, and he gets it probably too much out front. He gets the flat of his foot on it there. Yeah, the toe rather than the top of the foot.
Well, it almost looks like they're throwing the ball in the air instead of letting the ball drop on the foot.
I think that's what most of them do now. They throw it out rather than, back when you and I played, it was different. It's a different game.
It's a different game. 1st and 10 for the Crabbers at their own 44-yard line. Mitchell is the quarterback, 2 wideouts. Graves behind Mitchell. This time is handed off to Martinez. He scoots to the outside, gets a little yardage, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards as the Warriors' number 1, Isaiah Shepard, corrals him in for a gain of about 4.
Martinez running real well, getting pursued by the Warriors, and Derek Mayo going to the outside lane, cuts off that turn. But Martinez still picking up a few yards on the play.
2nd down and 6 as the ball sits at the 48-yard line.
There you see Kecoughtan coach on the sidelines.
So,
the quick pass over the middle.
That's all you got to do. We got to move the ball for the defense because they're playing.
By Mitchell as the ball was thrown out to the Crabbers. Number 15, that's Paul Shaw. Nice pickup for a 1st down for the Crabbers.
And these are the types of passes that the Crabbers use, Mike. Real quick, short passes. Put it in the hands of the receiver. Let the receiver pick up the yardage with the run.
Nice gain as the ball is down to the Kecoughtan 33-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Crabbers.
Cheerleaders on the sideline trying to get their fans pumped up for this game as the Hampton Crabbers and Kecoughtan Warriors are playing right now at 0-0 with 7:45 left in the first half.
Martinez on the carry, a cutback, and nice job on the defense that time by the Warriors. And I believe that was number 10 for the Warriors, Derek Mayo on the stop.
Derek Mayo, one of the premier defensive players, not just on the Warriors team, but in the Peninsula District. And I, personally knowing Derek, he's a fantastic young man, just a great family, and his brothers are football players. Very, very good.
I assume that he is the last of the line of the Mayos.
I believe he's the last of the line.
Been hearing that name around the Peninsula District now for a few years.
Yes, they're very, very talented family.
2nd down and a long 9 now as he barely got a yard on the play. Mitchell back to throw, almost intercepted twice. The ball was intended, I believe, for number 30, Pierre Wynn, out of the backfield, but it was thrown behind him. There's a clock, 6:57 to go here before halftime, and that's right, we're still scoreless, 0-0 as the Bruins, or the Crabbers and the Warriors defense have it's been all defense so far tonight.
Certainly has. And here you see the Crabbers going to a longer pass, which is kind of out of their normal pattern. off the hands of the receiver. And like I said, Mike, almost intercepted there.
3rd down and 9. Back to pass again.
Whoa.
And that was touched at the line and still caught.
See who that is. Number 10 looks like for the Crabbers ended up with
it's
that.
15.
Was it 15?
Paul Shaw on the catch.
But that pass was blocked and batted at the line. Let's see if we can see who that is. Number.
Is that Mayo?
Might be Mayo.
Paul Shaw on the catch. And we're going to have a 4th down and 5 with the ball sitting at the 28-yard line.
Well, I'd look for Tron Martinez here. Keep that ball on the ground and give it to him and let him get that yardage for you.
That's who gets it on the pitch. Gets outside and gets enough for the 1st down as he is shy of going out of bounds, but the clock will run once they get it set again. He got probably 6 yards on the play. That'll be good for a 1st down.
Looks like the Warriors were pinching inside that time, expecting something off tackle, and they just went outside, had the blocking there. Good block by number 30 and number 55 for the Hampton Crabbers.
So 1st and 10 now for the Crabbers at the Warrior 23-yard line. Make it the 22-yard line. Picture of a couple of the Kecoughtan cheerleaders.
There's a lot of them out there tonight, Mike.
Yeah, they got
out the window there. 20, 30 of them.
Got a double line that spans about 20 yards. There's a handoff, I believe, to Graves up the middle. Going to pick up maybe about 2 yards on the play to get inside the 20. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short 8 or 2nd down and short 8 for the Crabbers.
Backed up by the Warrior defense that time. You'll see the runner as he goes in there, and Kecoughtan just kind of collapses on him, swarms him.
He'll pick up 3 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down and 7.
One of the deepest penetrations so far tonight in this game as we're getting down to near 5 minutes left in the half.
Well, they had a 1st and goal in the 1st quarter, and they came away with nothing, remember. Martinez slips down at the 20-yard line. He's going to lose a couple of feet on the play.
Good pursuit there by number 17, Josh Morse, the outside linebacker for the Warriors, as he keeps him outside. See him fight off the block there.
No gain on the play, as it looks like they're going to put the ball back down about where it was.
Mr. Jimmy Bailey, one of our security officers for the City of Hampton school system. Mr. James Bailey.
3rd and 7 now for the Crabbers. Mitchell over the middle, and he led him too far. Incompleted pass by the Crabbers. That one was intended for number 15, Paul Shaw. He threw it just a little bit too far out from him.
And
good
almost
thing.
Intercepted
Shepard
again.
Almost came up with that one again.
He's out there playing a good center field.
So 4th down and 7 now as the ball sits at the 19-yard line. And it looks like the Crabbers again are going to go for it. Looks like they're setting up a screen here.
Pass, oh yeah.
And I tell you what, the Kecoughtan player had his arms wrapped around him before the ball got there.
I'm surprised he wasn't going after the ball on that. Josh Morris, number 17, was right there. They smelled the screen. They had it covered, and
incomplete pass. Ball's going to. Let's see if he hit it before the ball got there. His hands are already around the receiver. He likes them. That's what he said. That's good. So the Crabbers turn the ball over on downs, and Kecoughtan will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. 5:02 remaining here in the 1st half. Still no score here between Hampton and Kecoughtan.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 live tonight from Darling Stadium.
It's like a handoff up the middle to the fullback. That's number 45, Terry Thomas of the Warriors. Looks like he's going to pick up maybe about 4 yards on the play.
Ladies and gentlemen, even though we have some inclement weather tonight and the Kecoughtan band will not be out on the field performing during halftime, we do have an archived clip of the Kecoughtan marching band, and you will get to watch that performance tonight during halftime here live on WHCS Channel 46. So please stay tuned as we bring you the halftime archive shot of the Kecoughtan band. There's Renee. Renee looks soaked. Poor Renee. Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're out there and I'm not.
Let's look at a replay of that. Looks like Dorsey handed the ball off to Shepard. He did, and Shepard is met at the line. He might get a yard on the play out to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 4 now for the Warriors.
Kecoughtan not getting much on offense tonight, Mike. Looks like the defense for Hampton is
I don't think
pretty well
got a first down.
controlled. I don't think they do either. We'll find out from Brent here in a minute, but I think you're exactly correct. I know in the first quarter they didn't.
Back to pass is Dorsey being chased out of the pocket, met at the 25, and he's close to a first down.
He might have the first down.
Got a first down out of it. Dorsey will pick up about a good 5 yards on the play, out to the 30, and he will pick up a first down for the Warriors.
And that's going to be their first one, Mike, as you see him going back to pass, and Crabbers have just pressured him. He has nowhere to go, and he fights his way, and how he gets all the way out there, I don't know.
After he got hit.
That's just a great job on his part.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 30-yard line as the clock continues to run here. 3:20 to go now in the second quarter. Dorsey again under center. Shepard with the ball up the middle. Scoots to the outside and is buried. On the tackle for the Crabbers, number 32 is Billy Evans, along with number 74, James Lynch for the Crabbers.
Mike, these Crabbers are very, very quick. Very quick. The lateral movement along the line and the linebacker position is just stopping Kecoughtan cold tonight.
2-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. He spins out of the first pile, and then he's met by the...
He has nowhere to go.
By the beef of the line there. Evans is a very good linebacker for the Crabbers, and nice play by Dorsey. He slipped and almost fell down, but he had just enough to keep from going down.
I'm not sure whether that was supposed to be a quarterback keeper or whether he just started to slip and turned the play into a quarterback keeper situation there. Here's the replay on it. And Dorsey takes it. You'll see him step back, and when he does, he slips right there.
Yeah. Number 74 for the Crabbers. That's James Lynch again on the stop. Gain of 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 6. With the ball resting at the Warrior 34-yard line.
Dorsey looked like he was stopped in the backfield with nowhere to go and no one to throw to. But all of a sudden, he just stops and pops it real quick.
Greg Richardson, number 87 for the Warriors, on the receiving end of that one.
Yeah, he even bumped into his own man and then was right between 2 defenders.
And then watch him get hit right in the back.
That's got to hurt. But there's another first down.
Consecutive first down now, down to a minute. First and 10 now from the 47. Hand off to Shepard up the middle. Is going to pick up a couple of yards, and that's it. He's shy of midfield. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 49-yard line. We'll give him 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for Kecoughtan.
Here you can see the quick replay on that. Just a quick off tackle as he gets up a couple of yards.
At Crabbers number 66, that was Tyrell Wilson on the stop. It's the first time we've been able to say his name tonight. He's usually on in most of the plays over there. 2nd and 8 now for Kecoughtan.
Well, there's an option that's not an option anymore.
3 missed tackles. They could not bring him down. Evans was one of them, and normally he's a pretty sure tackler, but number 5, Anthony Dorsey, did a great job breaking those tackles.
A little slippery out there tonight. It looked like he was going to be stopped again.
1,
this was an option.
2,
it wasn't an option.
3.
Finally brought down.
Timeout now is called by Kecoughtan. That will be their first of the night. That'll leave them with 2 with 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Still no score.
At Dawn Stadium.
Yeah, Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe and Brent Musgrove along with the rest of the crew here at WHCS Channel 46 live from Garland Stadium on a humid night.
Very hot, humid, and wet.
I mean, humid. I mean, this is the end of October, and it was in the 80s easy.
Well, Mike, I got to remind people they're watching live tonight, and I want to remind everyone about the 17th Annual Warrior Classic Festival of Bands. 5 hours of nonstop competition. Over 20 bands from all over Virginia, all competing for the title of Grand Champion. Saturday, November the 3rd at Darling Stadium in Hampton. The competition begins at 4:30 with tickets available at the gate. For more information, call 850-5017. The 17th Annual Warrior Classic Festival of Bands. And, Mike, if you haven't been to that, you're talking 5 or 6 hours of continuous music by some of the best bands around.
3rd down and 4 now. There's a flag that's been thrown by the lineman.
He's made another positive gain out of that.
Dorsey on the carry. He's got big yards on the play, but there is a flag on the play.
There's Buddy Denton and his lovely wife Trish. Buddy in the tan shirt you saw there just a few moments ago. Buddy was the Kecoughtan baseball coach for 30 years.
Let's see what the call is going to be. Illegal procedure against Kecoughtan. The ball's coming back. We haven't seen a whole lot of that today either.
No.
The flag is being thrown. Very few, as a matter of fact.
And you would think with the rain and the wetness and everything, we'd see at least a few more.
Didn't we have 30 seconds on the clock before that last play?
Well, I thought we did. Maybe it was 35 or 38. Hard to see. That looks like a 20 from here, but when you look at the screen, it's 28.
It's 28.
So maybe it was 38 we were looking at.
Might have been, because I was going to say that was an
Illegal formation
long 2 seconds.
against Kecoughtan. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
So a loss of 5 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 now as the ball's marked back at the Warrior 48-yard line.
That's going to be a tough one for the Warriors because that last run put them into position to where they could have worked their way, at least had a chance of getting close enough to attempt a field goal with just seconds left as the clock begins to run down to 13, 12 seconds in the half. So this looks like it's going to be the last play, Mike.
Back to throw. And he is still not down as he finally is corralled by the Crabbers as time runs out here in the first half, as Dorsey was just running all over the place and trying to find an open receiver. And good job by the Crabbers defensive backs as they kept the Warriors from gaining anything else there. So we're at halftime, and hey, no score here. The defenses on both teams have done a great job.
Who'd have thought this when we got out here tonight, Mike? Hampton 0, Kecoughtan 0 at halftime.
We talked a lot about, how the team was going to, come back out here in the second half, or in this first game after last week, and the defense, they came through. But right now, Kecoughtan's defense is actually stopping the Crabbers for the most part, as Matt Mitchell had one intercepted, another one that was almost intercepted, and probably should have been intercepted. We'll get some stats here from you shortly, but as soon as the guys down in the truck are ready, we'll go ahead and get that film of the Kecoughtan Warrior Band, as we have arrived here at halftime, live here at Darling Stadium. No score in the first half of play. As you see on the screen, the Crabbers 0 and the Warriors 0.
The crowd's not quite as up to par as they were last week.
Well,
for
I think the weather has a lot to do with that.
I think you're right.
Last week it was a perfect night for football, and we got here. I got here at around 4 o'clock, a little bit after that, and there were people already lined up at the gate. So let's sit back and enjoy yourself as we take a look at a film of the Kecoughtan Warrior Marching Band here at the half. No score between the Crabbers and Warriors.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports.
Having earned a superior rating in music, marching, and effect. This year, the Warrior Band presents That 70s Show. Music includes 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago, Getaway by Earth, Wind, and Fire, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Your Song by Sir Elton John. The Kecoughtan High School Band Director, Mr. Kelly D., assisted by Kevin Irish. The arranger, Mike Story. Visuals, Terry Williams. The staff includes brass, Joe Wheeler. Percussion, Brian Menifee. Color guard, Debbie Huff and Ashton Crokin. Choreography, Valley Booth. The drum major, Kyle Kane.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. The Kecoughtan Warrior Band, and that's from a previous archive.
All right, so what we'll do here is we're going to take a short break, throw it back to the station, and do a couple of changes of some tapes here, and stay tuned for second half action here at Darling Stadium. No score between the Hampton Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors. All right, welcome back here at Darling Stadium. No score here between Hampton and Kecoughtan. Paul?
Well,
Mike, things you got to say here.
Yeah, we want to get a few things in, Mike. We just watched the Kecoughtan Warrior Band there, and I want to remind everybody that the 17th Annual Warwick Classic Festival Bands will be coming to Darling Stadium on November the 3rd. 5 hours of nonstop competition with over 20 bands from all over Virginia. They're all competing for the title of Grand Champion. That's November the 3rd, Saturday, right here at Darling Stadium in Hampton. The competition begins at 4:30 with tickets available at the gate. You can watch it on WHCS Channel 46, or you can come right out here to Darling Stadium, Mike, and listen to these bands from all over Virginia.
I tell you what, if you've never been to a band competition, especially with the elite high school bands playing, you're missing a lot, especially if you like music, because occasionally on one of the public TV stations around, you can watch the World Championships in the Drum and Bugle Corps, and I used to love watching that. I played in the band in Hampton. My daughter was All-State 4 years at Denby, way back in the early 90s, and so watching a band perform on the field, a good band
is great.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
It really is. All right, one other thing that I'd like to do here, ladies and gentlemen, we are going out live, as you know, in these football games now recently. And right now, I just want to take a moment, and something I'd like to say to someone. We'd like to just take time to give a thank you and a shout out to Dick Morrison. Dick Morrison is a regular WHCS viewer. He's tuned in probably to tonight's live broadcast, as he usually is. He's the senior technician at the Hampton Coliseum, where we televise live our high school graduations, which is a very tough job, made so much easier. Dick makes those telecasts easier to get on the air. It's him that helps us to do this, and we just want to thank him for watching. We want to thank him for all his help. He's a great guy. He's a great person to work with. So, Dick, if you're watching tonight, and I'm pretty sure you probably are, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it, guy. And, Mike, one last thing. We want to let everybody know who the sponsors are for tonight's game in the third quarter. This game is going to be sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor with William E. Wood. Eric's a Hampton Schools alumni and a former athlete. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property at 881-2004. And by Zooms. We're proud once again to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by our newest sponsor, Kelly's Tavern. Family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Kelly's Tavern with 56 Best of Food and Dining Awards in Hampton Roads for 2007. And Mike, we had some of their food before the show tonight, and I'll tell you what, my Caesar chicken wrap was fabulous. So, if I can give a personal shout out and a recommendation for Kelly's, they've got it.
I've been to their restaurants, especially the one over by Port Warwick, and it's
delicious.
Excellent atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Also brought to you by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel.
That's the group that sponsors our Player of the Game Award.
Yes, they do, and they're fantastic sponsors. We really appreciate David Chubb and Terry McNamara, and if you need anything, please give them a call at 594-0411.
So let's talk a little bit about the first half.
Woo!
All defense.
There's not much to talk about, is there, other than defense? That's all we can do, Mike. Look at the stats for this game so far. For the Warriors, 22 yards rushing.
Well, that ought to show you how much the Crabbers defense has really stepped up tonight. The defense has done a very good job of limiting Kecoughtan to 2 first downs, and that was on the last drive.
Yeah.
Right before the end of the half. And the Crabbers, I'll be honest with you, are not doing much better. I mean, 41 yards rushing in the first half of the Crabbers for a team who, prior to the last 2 weeks, has led the district in rushing. I mean, the #1 running back in the district is Tron Martinez. Last week held to 55 yards, and so far tonight, in 12 carries, he only has 33 yards. So the defense on Kecoughtan's side of the ball is also taking care of business tonight.
Mike, they're beginning to play like they did at the beginning of the year. Kecoughtan has a tough defense. Now, in the last couple of games, they've started to give up some yardage. But prior to that, they were very tough on the run, the pass, just doing a super job. They seem to be back on track.
Hampton came back on the field a little bit late as Coach Smith kept them in the locker room a little longer tonight than normally. So as it looks like the captains go on the field, the Crabbers should get the ball first here to open the third quarter as they kicked off to open the game. That's an interesting score right there.
Yes, it is. We got some scores here, Mike, and it looks like at this point, Warwick 3 and Woodside 0. We're in the second quarter, it appears.
Like 5 minutes to go. And I'll tell you what, there's a couple of scores here that are interesting. Green Run leads Ocean Lakes 21-12. A lot of these guys, a lot of the people out there who are watching this game live can appreciate the fact that we can give some of these scores, so they're actually hearing them now instead of having to wait for the paper tomorrow.
And we've got some more here real quickly. Salem 14, Tallwood 7 in the second quarter. Lansdowne 14, Bayside 14, tied in the second quarter. And Lake Taylor 13, Norcom 6 in the second quarter.
And that's a big game in the eastern region. Lake Taylor.
There's one of our technology people from Hampton City Schools.
Lake Taylor is one of the top teams in the Division 5 that plays havoc, as so to speak, in regards to the Crabbers and their playoff folks too. So Lake Taylor is in one of the top 4 teams, and they lead over there. So the Crabbers need to get going here. They're pretty much assured of a playoff spot as long as they don't just absolutely fall apart. They do have to win a game or two here. As the Crabbers get ready to receive the kick, as we look down on the field. I believe that's Cato getting ready to kick off for the Warriors at the 40-yard line.
Right before that, we saw a few shots around the field and in the stands, Mike, and as you can see, pretty sparse tonight. The weather having a big factor in that. This concession stand wasn't even busy. I noticed it's usually packed down there.
So we talked with the individual who were running the concession stands down underneath the stands where we're at last week, and they didn't have time to do anything. There were so many people here. That's picked up by one of the upbacks of the Crabbers. He cuts to the outside, and he's going to have to be chased down as he's down to the 20, down to the 15, inside the 15, all the way down to about the 12-yard line. And for the Crabbers, that's number 15, Paul Shaw. There is a flag on the play as the flag is down at the Kecoughtan 44. And there's a personal foul called against the Crabbers, so that one's coming back.
Oh, now that's going to hurt because that was the kind of spark that the Crabbers needed coming out here to start the second half, Mike.
Well, that happened right at the 44, so once we get a chance to see the replay of this run back, we'll be looking for it. Let's hear what the actual call was from our referee down on the field. A big one, too, folks. That's 15 yards. That's going to take the ball all the way back down to the Crabber 41.
That's a big hurt. Here's the call.
Personal foul during the return against Hampton. First down.
Well, personal foul, I'd like to have known what the foul actually was. Was it clipping or illegal block? Or either way, the Crabbers now will have to start at their own 41-yard line instead of the Warrior 12. That's a big loss in yards there.
That's a turnaround, 10, 20, 30, 40, almost a 50-yard turnaround here.
So the Crabbers begin their drive here in the third quarter as we start. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Mitchell hands the ball off to Martinez up the middle. He's going to pick up a yard, and that's it, as he's brought down by the Warriors' number 7, William Tate.
William Tate, the strong safety, has been coming in on the blitz and just doing a super job all night long. I don't know how many tackles he's got, but I can tell you it's a bunch.
Gain of about a yard.
Kecoughtan's defense holding up well tonight against this Crabber offense.
Wide out to the far side, one to the near. Graves is the fullback. There's that little quick pass over the middle. And I believe that again is Paul Shaw, number 15, all the way down to the 41-yard line.
It is. It was.
Kecoughtan, 1st and 10.
Stopped by Anthony Dorsey, number 5, and that's that quick little pass they tried earlier in the first half, and it just didn't work that time. This time it did.
17 yards and a first down to number 15, Paul Shaw. Dorsey on the stop for the Warriors, and that brings up 1st and 10 at the 41. Again, wide outs to each side of the field in the eye.
Comes the blitz from the inside
there goes
again.
Martinez battling and just absolutely trying to push the offensive and defensive lines by themselves straight forward. He's going to pick up close to 7 on the play inside of the 35-yard line.
Mike, watch this. It looks like a scrum in a rugby game as they all pile on here and just keep moving. Watch. Moving.
And all of a sudden it starts moving backwards. Nice gain of about, give them 7 on the play. Just shy of 4 yards on the play left. It's 2nd down and 4, we'll call it. I don't believe they gave him as many yards as I thought they were going to give him, so they give him 6 altogether. Mitchell back to throw, being forced out of the pocket. There's a little short pass, and I believe that's Martinez, and no, it's not Martinez because he's still in the backfield. Is it Sean Fields? It is Sean Fields, number 7.
That's his little safety valve there. He had no place else to go, and Sean just hanging around right there.
Bucky gains about 6 on the play down to the 28-yard line. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10 as the Crabbers are on the run again. Moving the ball pretty easily right now so far here in the 3rd quarter of play. That little talk that Coach Smith had with his players at halftime, I'd like to have been a bug on the wall listening to that, because offensively the Crabbers have not played very well. Defensively they've done a great job. That pass is overthrown and it's intercepted by Dorsey at about the 10-yard line. The ball was overthrown by about 2 yards, and Dorsey picks it off at the 10 and returns it back to the 20-yard line, where Kecoughtan will thwart the replay offense again.
And Mike, I was just getting ready to say about that talk that they also decided to change their game plan a little bit and stay with the passing game, which they had done in the first half, and they came out throwing again. And I was getting ready to say they're going to have to be careful because they're throwing deeper than normal, and Kecoughtan is good against the pass. Their secondary is very tough, as they just showed.
So another turnover by the Crabbers. Kecoughtan and Dorsey behind center start 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Well, that's a movement there.
Looks like the right guard decided he wanted to move just a bit early. It's going to cost them 5 back to the 15.
Dead ball. False start. Kecoughtan. Still 1st down.
1st and 15.
Watch the play. You'll see it on the left-hand side of your screen there, right there. Can't miss it.
Looked like actually the center moved a little bit, and I think that's what caused the guard to take off. It almost looked like the center may have jumped just a hair.
Well, whatever happened, for sure, we know that the guard took off.
2nd down and 1st down still after the penalty. 1st and 15 at the 15.
There's the big K. You can see the K on the
Dorsey hands the ball up the middle. I believe that is Shepard on the carry. Getting up from the pile, it is Shepard. A gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 12.
Kecoughtan continuing to move the ball to the center of the defense, bringing it up the middle time and time again.
And they're running right into
the
Crabbers' defensive strength.
I don't know.
I know, Mike, you know that.
Kecoughtan with confidence in their offensive line to blow the defenders off the line. So far, they haven't been able to do that.
Dorsey on a keeper is going to pick up about maybe 3 yards. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to mark it right at the 20, so that ought to be a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Warriors.
Here's a replay on that. Mike, 2 yards and 3 yards at a time is not going to get the Warriors where they need to be. They're going to have to find a hole to the outside, get somebody to break a corner, and find a seam and go. Those 3 yards is good when you got a 6-point, 7-point, 10-point lead.
But right now they're
Jennifer
playing
Trotter on the left in the green shirt.
Playing dead even right now with the Crabbers. So 3rd down and 10, and Dorsey back to throw, being chased out of the pocket. Gets away from one player, and down he goes at about the 21, and it looks like, is that Fields? No, that's Martinez. So. Martinez is the player who brought Dorsey down back at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And here he goes back to pass. Now he goes to the outside, and maybe this is why they're not going to the outside. You see the good pursuit from the Crabber defense.
Cato back to punt for the Warriors. Sean Fields is the deep back for the Crabbers at the Kecoughtan 45.
He's not deep at all, Mike. If he gets a chance to get his hands on the ball. Well, I tell you what, you can't.
Blocked.
That's going to be there.
The Crabbers, number 54, picked up and run in for the score.
And we're going to see the replay on this. The punter for Kecoughtan just took way too much time. I don't know whether he mishandled the ball or what. We'll hopefully see it on the replay, but he just kind of stood there.
It looked like Marquise Robineau, number 54, got the block, and number 74, James Lynch, runs it in for the score. We'll have to wait and see the replay, but I believe that's what happened. Matthew Mitchell in now to kick the extra point. You saw the field goal earlier. Let's see how this goes. Much better. Now, see, that's the way he normally kicks the ball. And it's good. So the Crabbers off a turnover and the block punt score, and finally somebody is on the board. Hampton now leads the Kecoughtan Warriors 7-0. 7:44 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Darling Stadium live.
WHCS Channel 46. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser and Brent Musgrove. Look at the wind here at the stadium. That flag is out there. You can see it rippling. That, as they said in the truck, that is a stiff wind coming from the south, which means it's coming from right behind us and blowing toward the opposite side of the field. And there you see the booth where we are, and the wind is coming up from behind us. And there we are, right there. That's the other guy over there, and that's the other guy over there. And there's Brent.
And there's the other guy down there. Yeah. So
and we're here, and you are too.
Yep. Matt Mitchell kicking off now for the Crabbers.
Big break, a big break.
Yeah, that's what both teams have been waiting on.
It's kind of been like a boxing match, just kind of trading little sharp jabs. And
nice kickoff all the way down to about the 8-yard line, as that is the, oh man, nice tackle. Number 7.
Field. William Tate
is the runner, and I did not see the number of the Crabber.
24.
Was it 24 on the stop?
24,
which would be Dion Futch. Let's watch the replay here, folks.
Good open field tackle, Mike.
He takes the ball at about the 8-yard line.
Right about there, just grabs his ankle and brings him down.
What a great tackle that was.
Super job.
Dion, I guess, is it Futch? F-U-T-C-H is the name of the player. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 22. Shepard up the middle. A couple of yards out to the 25-yard line, where he's met by a host of Crabbers, led by number 74.
Kecoughtan continuing to pound that middle there, Mike.
James Lynch and number 30, Pierre Wynn, on the stop. Gain of about 2.5. We'll call it 2nd and 7. How about that?
That sounds good to me. You can call it 7. You can call it 8. You can call it 6 if you want to, but
either way,
7.
It's going to be closer to 7.
There's Mr. Dorsey, number 5, coming up to the line of scrimmage.
They've gone away from running with the up back on that one. And here comes Shepard again up the middle. And he's hit by a wall named Pierre Wynn.
Well, I think we're seeing a momentum shift here, Mike. The touchdown is really gotten to Hampton. They're going to stop.
Boom.
Kecoughtan down. As long as Kecoughtan keeps going with Shepard up the middle, Shepard up the middle, Shepard up the middle, his defense is going to stop it.
Well, in the first half, they went to Terry Thomas a lot, number 45, the fullback, and they haven't, and they sort of went away from that later in the second quarter, and so far they haven't used them tonight here in the third quarter. Third down and about 7. Ball sits at the Kecoughtan 26-yard line. Back to pass. Instead, he tucks it in and runs and is stopped at the 30-yard line. He'll pick up about 4, but he'll be about 4 yards short of the first down. On the stop was William Jefferson, number 60, along with the remaining Crabber defensive line.
Dorsey just not able to get anything going in the passing game. He's not getting a lot of time in the backfield to spot any receivers, and I'm guessing from where I'm watching here, there's not too many receivers that are open.
Terrell Wilson also in on the stop. Cato now back to punt the ball again. Last time it was blocked.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Here's Fields standing at his own 45-yard line. Snap gets the ball off a little earlier this time. Comes over here to the near side, and there's Fields picking it up at the 35, and he doesn't have anywhere to go, folks. Has great coverage by the Kecoughtan punt team, as he's going to pick it up at the 35, and he'll go down at the 35.
There's Mr. William Denton and his lovely wife, Trish Denton. As we mentioned earlier, Buddy was the baseball coach at Kecoughtan High School for 30 years. And
many years he was
Trish
there.
was a math teacher at Kecoughtan. Buddy was there in my final year at Kecoughtan when I was there.
And I believe he is an assistant baseball coach at the prep school.
That is correct. Along with one of his graduates from his team, Brian Cave, the head coach.
And that was also many years ago.
Yes, it was.
So the Crabbers take over, 1st and 10 at their own 35. Mitchell behind center. And the ball, he keeps it this time himself and picks up about 5 and tries to stretch for an arm. Tries to put that arm out about another yard, but unfortunately he was already down.
Yeah. And a referee took that one and put it right back there. Nice try, Matt.
Gain of 5 on the play.
That's a standard play in the Hampton repertoire there, as some of their quarterbacks have made a living on that. And there you see the cheerleaders for Kecoughtan High School. They've got a lot of them out there tonight, I can tell you that.
2nd down and 5. Mitchell hands the ball off to Martinez. Hit at the line of scrimmage. And look at him work himself close to a first down.
Mike, he got hit right at the line and made a nice spin to his left and picked up some more yardage. See if we can see this on the replay. Boom, right there. See him spin?
Boom.
And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more yards off that almost.
I'll give him 4 yards on the game. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. Ball sits just outside of the Crabber 45-yard line, or 44-yard line.
Coach
Needs to
Tidwell
touch
there.
the 45 to get the first down.
Tidwell was on our screen, and right beside him was the current baseball coach at Kecoughtan, Mr. John Green.
That's Graves up the middle. All he has to do is get just past the line, and he's going to get there by a good yard and a half. So the Crabbers pick up a first down. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the 40, just over the 46-yard line. 3:50 to go here in the third quarter of play. Hampton 7, Kecoughtan nothing. No score after the first half, and it was just been a defensive battle all the way.
And then the break comes.
But right now, the Crabber offense is keeping the ball in their possession, and it's keeping Kecoughtan off the field.
Yes, it is. And you have to remember, Mike, that even that score was not an offensive score. It was a defensive score.
Fumble by the quarterback, Mitchell, on the snap. He's going to pick the ball up and lose about 2 yards on the play. Back to the 44.
Or whether he just mishandled it right there, but
he was real lucky to get it back because the Warriors' defense was right on him. Loss of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 at the 44. Right where the ball was sitting before they got the last 2 yards for the 3rd down conversion on the first down play. Wide outs to the near side is number 15, Paul Shaw. There's a wide out to the left side, and that is
that's a flag.
Sean Fields out there, and it looks like the Crabbers are going to pick up an easy 5 yards here as they drew the defensive line off sides. So instead of 2nd down and 12, it's now going to be Second down and 7.
Here they go right there. Boom.
Nose guard got just a little bit anxious on that play. Second and 7 now for the Crabbers.
I like watching that in slow motion. You see the guy come in and just push the center right back.
Shaw is wide out to the far side. Martinez is hit. He spins out and gets about a yard and a half on the play as he enters the Warrior side of the 50-yard line. That's going to bring up a third down and about 6 for the Crabbers.
Martinez had a nice block here. Looked like it was going to open up something for him. But once again, Derek Mayo, I know you keep hearing that name for the Warriors, but he was right in there to make stop. Number 42 with a great block there on the outside. But Derek Mayo standing right there makes the tackle.
And Derek Mayo has definitely been the defensive star for the Warriors so far tonight.
Well, it's been Derek Mayo, but you have to remember that number 7 for the Warriors, William Tate, the strong safety, has been in there numerous times on the blitz bringing down. So I think both of them have had a great defensive game for the Warriors tonight. We're going to have one going the other way here in a second.
I didn't even know what the call was. Was it a delay? No, not yet.
Dead ball. Delay.
Well, that was a fast delay because he just blew the whistle.
Yes, he did.
Even Brent's up here saying that was awful fast.
That was quick. Speaking of fast, 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the third quarter at Darling Stadium, one of the fastest games we've had all year, and in fact, the last couple of years. You're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you the Kecoughtan Hampton football game live from Darling Stadium, 7-0 Hampton at this time.
In the shotgun for the first time tonight, hands the ball off to
nice
Martinez.
there.
He got a lot of yards on that play as he's going to pick up about 15 yards down near the 40-yard line of Kecoughtan. One of his best runs of the night.
Great work by the offensive line as they get the blocks to either side to open up that lane, and Martinez had a burst of speed once he got through there. Was able to pick up some major yardage.
Dorsey on the stop, number 5 for the Warriors. First and 10 for Hampton at the 40 of Kecoughtan. 7-0 here late in the third quarter. Defensive struggle both ways. Again in the shotgun, again Martinez. This time he's going to pick up about 3 as he gets near the 37-yard line of Kecoughtan. As the clock continues to run down, near a minute to go here in the third quarter.
And here's the difference. We were talking a little while ago about Kecoughtan getting 2 or 3 yards. The score was tied there. Hampton getting 2 or 3 yards like this, they've got the lead. And here you can see Martinez picking up that yardage. That was pretty much the same play. I guess you figure if it worked once, you go with it again, make them stop you.
Second down and 7 now for the Crabbers. Again in the shotgun. 3 wide outs to the far side. This is a short screen pass. And it goes nowhere. As a matter of fact, there's flags all over the field. And I think if we look at it again, you're probably going to see a face mask.
Dominique Collier, number 4 for the Warriors, right there on the coverage. Sean Fields not going anywhere on that play. If we can see right here, it's a quick little throw to Fields. You see Collier come up from behind, grabs him, and
it is a face mask penalty. And I think it's only going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say I couldn't see it from there, but must have been incidental.
Ooh, yeah, they're going to mark it off from the spot of the foul. 5-yard penalty. That's going to bring up now second down.
Just Kecoughtan. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
An inadvertent face mask as he was going down. It looked like his head jerked a little bit from the replay. Second down and 2 now. The ball sits at the Warrior 32-yard line.
And that was the brain trust we just saw there on the Hampton side. The coaches for the Hampton Crabbers.
Martinez again scoots to his right, picks up about 6 on the play. He's down near the 25-yard line. That's going to be good for a Crabber first down, as that was probably our last play of the third quarter. We're down to 10 seconds.
Crabbers beginning to hit on all cylinders here as they change directions and go off the right side. Kecoughtan prepared to stop them on the opposite side. Got caught a little bit there, and Martinez able to pick up some yardage.
So we are at the end of the third quarter of play. The Hampton Crabbers on a block punt now lead 7-0 over Kecoughtan. 7-0 at the end of 3. Let's send it down to Ron Bateman, who he's down with the cheerleaders of Kecoughtan High School.
You're watching the Kecoughtan Warriors on WHCS.
How come Ron gets that all the time? I mean, what more could you ask for?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's telecast in the fourth quarter is sponsored by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue, Nancy Staten, director, and Eric Thompson of William E. Wood Realty. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give him a call at 881-2004. And by Zooms. We're proud once again to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and the newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Crabbers at the 25-yard line. Here's Graves up the middle. That's about almost 4 yards on the carry for the Crabbers. Well, Martinez picked it up a little bit there in the third quarter after only having 33 yards rushing in the first half. He now has, on 19 carries, hard yards there, 68 yards now. So he's picked up, about 52 yards? Okay.
That's just 50 yards in the second half. Well, he came into the game with 1,042 yards so far this year, so he's
leading the district by about 50 yards on one of the Heritage players. 2nd down and 5 now, and this is Martinez again. He's going to pick up another couple of hard-fought yards down inside the 20 to about the 18. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Crabbers. There's Paul Shaw, number 15. He's been instrumental in this game.
Yes, he has. Here's the replay as we watch this. Martinez just getting some good yardage on some solid running plays as the Crabbers start establishing a little bit of dominance in the rushing game here. But what's impressed me is they've thrown a lot tonight. On a rainy night, you wouldn't expect that.
I'll guarantee you he won't throw any more tonight because he's already got 2 interceptions.
Yes,
I really
does.
think as long as they are successful running the ball right now, I think Hampton will keep it that way.
Well, and they probably should. Of course, as soon as they say that, they'll probably pass.
A nice little run up the middle and a flag at the end of the run by Martinez down inside the 15 to about the 12, and I believe we're going to have a face mask again against Kecoughtan. And that's what it is. Let's see if we can pick it up here at the end. Well, no, we didn't.
There it is right there.
He had a hold of it as he went down, and there's the flag sitting right next to him.
Yep.
So that'll be probably a 5-yarder. We'll listen to the referee and see what he has to say.
Face mask against Kecoughtan. 1st down.
It was a 5-yarder. 1st and goal now for the Crabbers at the 9-yard line.
Steadily moving down the field, Mike. Steadily moving.
Sean Fields is wide out. I'm talking wide out to the far side of the field. They're in the eye, and there's Martinez up the middle, through the hole, inside the 5, down to about the 3. He'll pick up about 6 on the play.
And he might have had more. It looked like he ran into one of his own players. Let's see. He ran into somebody. Here he comes, and right about there,
like he
runs into his player and a Kecoughtan player at the same time.
I believe that's Jefferson, number 60. Timeout now is called by Kecoughtan. Looks like Coach Tidwell wants to try to ice out the Crabbers here and try to talk the defense into stiffening up here and stop this drive. Kecoughtan by no means is out of this game. They are still in it, only down 7-0 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, as Hampton now is starting to take control offensively of the ball. They're running the ball a lot better than they did in the first half now. Maybe it's a situation where they're kind of wearing down the Warriors a little bit.
And that's the big key, Mike. Now with the running game going, the defense for the Warriors has been on the field a lot.
Well, how many times has the offense for Kecoughtan been on the field here in the second half?
Twice. You say once, twice, once. How many times has the offense been on the field here in the second half? Brent, can you know? 3 times.
3 times?
I had my two
well,
and your
they
one
were
together.
all 3 and out, so they've had the ball for 9 offensive plays.
No
first downs for Kecoughtan here in the second half.
That gives them a
total of
2 for the game.
As second goal, Martinez again to the right. This time he is over and in for the touchdown. 3 yards in for the Crabbers as Tron Martinez will score again and pick up another 3 yards on the play. That extends the Crabber lead now to 13. And here's the replay. Watch him scoot through the hole.
There's the hole right there. Nice block by
Puts
number
his
30
head
and
down.
number 42.
Puts his head down just as he hits the line and just bowls his way through. Matt Mitchell in to attempt the extra point out of the hold of number 7, Sean Fields. Kicks up and good, and that's the kind of kick we normally see out of Matt Mitchell. It's good. So with 9:55 to go here in the fourth quarter, the Crabbers now have extended their lead to 14-0 over the Warriors of Kecoughtan.
Here's that strong leg of Matt Mitchell, and like I said, Mike, we've seen him play for a long time, and the kid just got a great strong foot. That must have been just a fluke in the first quarter. I think he got the plant foot too far ahead on that one.
He set up too far away from the ball, and he was taking such long strides to get to the ball. I think he was just out of balance, but he's straightened that out as 2 extra points have been very strong. His kickoffs have gone down to about the 10-yard line consistently. Back deep for the Warriors, that's number 1, Isaiah Shepard, and number 7 is William Tate. What you got there?
The Kecoughtan has had 6 plays. 6 plays in the second half. Been on the field 3 times, had 6 plays.
And a block punt.
Block punt.
There's Mitchell's kickoff. It's going to be caught by Shepard at the 15. He gets out of one tackle, and then it almost looks like he was tackled by his own player. Is that Martinez on the stop? No. That is number 41 for the Crabbers, and that is Sterling Perry.
Here you see number 40 coming in, and there's number 41, Perry, that just comes right off the side. And big time stop right there.
Shy of the 20-yard line. Looks like they mark it at the 19. 1st and 10 for Kecoughtan as they start deep in their own territory again. And pretty much here in the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter, this game has been played in Kecoughtan's end of the field. And
we got some movement there.
Looks like the right or the left guard and the center both moved just a bit early. That'll be 5 yards on Kecoughtan. Let's watch the replay here.
How many of them move here? 1, 2. Yep. Good way of calling the snap.
Dead ball. Ball start. Kecoughtan. Still first down.
5-yard penalty makes it 1st down and 15 from the 14-yard line.
Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser in the booth at Darling Stadium as we bring you Friday night Peninsula District varsity football on a wet, rainy, humid night. And there's our dish where we're broadcasting to you live from Darling Stadium. Yeah, I like the way they call it microwave.
Shepard on the carry.
When they said that earlier today, you were looking for the hot dogs to put in there to eat. And I said, no, Mike, it's not that kind of microwave.
Thanks a lot, man. You're all heart. Pierre Wynn on the stop as Shepard will pick up about a yard.
There's that last play as you see Hampton coming in and taking the runner down quickly.
I tell you what, Scotty says, hey, we got the microwave up tonight. And I says, where's the hot dogs? 2nd down and 14 with the ball at about the 16-yard line.
Warriors need to get something going here. They're going to need a couple of big plays.
Quick pass, and it's outside, incomplete. It was intended for the Warriors, number 7, William Tate. Covered nicely by the Crabbers, Tron Martinez.
Here's the play, the left-handed quarterback, Dorsey, throwing the ball out to Tate, just out of his reach.
Well, if he had caught it, Martinez was right there. Third down and 13 now for the Warriors at the 16-yard line.
There's the quarterback, number 5, Anthony Dorsey.
The Crabbers' defense has really come on strong here in the second half. They did a really good job in the first half, limiting the Kecoughtan to 2 first downs. There's a little screen pass, and it's intercepted, and I believe that is Pierre Wynn, number 30.
Is.
He dives into the end zone. He picks the ball off at about the 25-yard line and goes in for the Crabbers score. So think about it. The Crabbers have 3 scores tonight, 2 of them by
the defense. And here you can see it again, number 30, Pierre Wynn, the 6'3", 220-pound senior linebacker, just takes that ball and goes right into the end zone.
Mitchell out of the hold of Sean Fields now to attempt the extra point as the Crabbers extended the lead now to 20-0, awaiting the extra point kick.
How quickly the turnage of the tide.
And goes through the uprights with ease. Now 21-0 now. Crabbers out in front, 8:50 to go in the fourth. And boy, did it change fast.
And, Mike, tomorrow as we watch the replay of the extra point, tomorrow people are going to look in the paper and they're going to see a score 21-0 or whatever it ends up being, and they're going to say, man, Hampton really blasted Kecoughtan.
Well, now let's look at it. On defense, Hampton's done a great job.
Hampton has done a super job.
They've
on
scored
defense,
3
they
touchdowns.
have blasted them.
That's right, and they've scored 3 touchdowns, 2 of them by the defense, 1 of them by the offense on a nice sustained drive, though the best they've had all night. So, you're
looking at a 7-0 ball game if you take away the defense.
That's right.
We'll see what happens here in the rest of the quarter. We've got 8 minutes and, well, from up here, it's either 50, 58, or 53 seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm the one there it is.
8:58.
I'm the one with the bad eyes.
Yeah, well,
all right?
I like the nice new screen that we have up here. We got a great big new screen. It's very clear, very sharp. I want to thank everybody that
Mitchell to kick
got
the
together
ball
to get that for us.
At the 10-yard line. Splits the seam and gets the ball all the way out to the 34-yard line, and that was William Tate on the carry. Nice run back.
Stopped by Quentin Walker, number 20, as he grabs him around the ankles.
Give him 24 yards on the return.
Kecoughtan just needs a play. Like right here, he needs to get a burst of speed somehow and get an opening there. They just haven't been able to get that big play, but that's because of the quickness of the Hampton defense tonight.
Well, one of the things that Brent talked to Mitchell, Coach Mitchell, in the pregame chit-chat with the coaches about how the size of the line, a lot of times doesn't make a whole lot of difference in high school because it's technique. Simple as that.
And when you've got speed to go with technique.
How the players are taught to do their job. That's a nice little run after he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
But Terry?
Yep.
Terry Thomas, nice young man.
Going to pick up about 4, give him 5 yards on the play, all the way to the 39. After being stopped right at the line of scrimmage, he kind of
turns and just picks up some extra yardage on momentum.
Dorsey on a keeper, gets outside of containment. He's going to pick up the first down of the second half for Kecoughtan all the way out to the 47-yard line. Nice little pickup of about 8 yards on the play.
Flipped the tackle there and just followed the block. I'm not sure who that was out there in front of him.
Pierre Wynn on the stop for the Crabbers. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of Kecoughtan.
There's number 45, Terry Thomas of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
And this is as far as Kecoughtan has gotten in the second half, as far as field position is concerned.
They haven't had real good field position in the second half and haven't been able to do much with what they've had.
Dorsey under center. Hands the ball off to Shepard. He fumbles the ball, but the referee is saying he is down. He's going to pick up a yard at best. Actually, I believe that was Tate, number 7, on the carry, and not.
That's correct. It was.
Yep.
That was number 7.
Was not Shepard. It was number 7. So Tate picks up a yard. I do not even see Shepard on the field. They're in the I.
Looks like they got Tate and Thomas in the backfield.
Dorsey on a keeper is going to get to the midfield and picks up maybe another yard after he's hit down to the Crabber 49-yard line. That's going to bring up a third down and about 6 for the Warriors.
About 4 Hampton Crabbers on top of him there as he went down under that pile.
Anthony Ward-Dredd, I believe, was the main guy that got him. Let's see what happens here.
Comes around the side and
you name them.
Gracious, yeah. They're all there.
There's about 5 Crabbers standing there, including number 30, Pierre Wynn. And we've called his name a lot tonight.
Young Mr. Ward-Dredd's father, Mr. Ward-Dredd, is one of the security people at Jones Middle School. Talked to him all week about the upcoming game.
Nice little run this time by Tate again as he gets the ball near the Crabbers' 36-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of near 10 yards and a first down. As the Warriors are now deeper in Hampton territory, I believe, than they've been all night.
And that's the kind of run they have needed all night. Just something to get them more than the little 2 or 3 break. They got the break on that tackle, picked up the extra yardage. If they get a couple more of those, they maybe get something going here. Still got 6 minutes and about 22 seconds left in this game. You're watching it live from Darling Stadium. This is WHCS Channel 46 Sports.
And Tate over to the left side, and he slips a tackle and gets all the way down near the 30. Looks like they'll bring it back to about the 31-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 6 yards on the play.
There's one of my ex-students, now a cheerleader at Kecoughtan.
Watch him kind of slip through the line there and then dive.
Now watch, yeah, he gets the extra yardage there. Well, Tate's all over the place today. On defense, he's been a very powerful force along with Derek Mayo. Now they've put him in the running slot, and he's seeming to giving them a little bit of a spark here, Mike.
2nd down and 4 at the 31.
Bit of movement there, but look at him. Nice
handoff
to I got to see the number on this guy getting up here. Number 20 or number 30.
And that would be Wynn.
It might have been number 30, Wynn. Watch him. He'll grab the back of his jersey right. It's number 60. It's number 60 who grabs him, and that is William Jefferson. Just grabs him by the jersey and holds on until he can get some help.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 4 now. Ball still sits at the 31-yard line of Hampton. Dorsey under center. Wide outs both sides. This looks like a pitch play. He's not going to pitch it. He still gets inside of Hampton's 30-yard line. They had him bottled up for about a 2-yard loss, and he picks up about 3 on the play. So it's going to bring up a 4th down as the ball will be sitting at the Crabber 29-yard line. Be 4th down and 2. And let's see what the Warriors will do here. Might as well go for it.
Looked like the pitch was setting up, but there wasn't anybody there for him to pitch to, so he just tucked it under and ran.
And number 60, William Jefferson, had him about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he just got good leverage and kept on running. Picked up about a yard and a half on the play. 4th down and 2. Big play here for Kecoughtan now. Well, the receiver had not got set over on the other side over there. And
we have a flag.
Yeah, the flag is down. And that first down is coming back, folks. Dorsey did not wait for his receiver to set himself over there, and he was still moving into position. Let's see if we can see it. No, we won't see it on this one.
We see Dorsey with the run.
That's what the play it was. He was in
illegal shift.
Yeah, the question is it a 5-yard penalty or did they get the first down?
There's Braxton, Mr. Ron Braxton, one of the cameramen. We saw the plastic over it. We had the rain today. Nathaniel Braxton, I'm sorry, not Ron Braxton. Nathaniel.
So if we have a first down on the call, then they're going to take the penalty and move them back 5. If they don't get the first down, they'll decline it, and Hampton will take over.
Looks like it's going to be close.
Like he's going to be short, and it is. So Hampton will decline the penalty, and they'll take over right there. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
The illegal shift against Kecoughtan. That penalty is declined. First down.
4:14 left here in the game. Hampton 21, Kecoughtan 0. A great defensive game this evening, and there you see some of the people and the cheerleaders on the sidelines for the Warriors. Not too excited right now. Their team trailing 21-0 to the Hampton Crabbers. And here is a nice run to the outside by Hampton's Quentin Walker, number 20.
His first carry of the game.
Number 20 on the carry, Quentin Walker. Here's the replay on that. It's just a quick little handoff. He hits the center and then bounces out and gets by number 4.
First and 10 for the Crabbers at midfield.
Coming to you live from Darling Stadium, WHCS. Nathaniel Braxton on our camera. Susan Bowers on camera.
First and 10 now for the Crabbers.
Dean
Mitchell
Wheeler out on the camera.
Again hands the ball off to the lead back.
Great camera crew we've had with some wonderful shots all night long. I love the ground level shots that we get. They're fabulous. They put you right there. Ron Bateman and Steve Fryer on the ground giving you those wonderful shots that we're getting. Renee Camden, the production assistant, out there getting wet as she carries the equipment around and trails the cameramen.
That was Quentin Walker for a 2-yard gain for the Crabbers. Second down and 8. There's another pass. He is hit early and no flag. That was intended for Sean Fields, and he was nailed right in the back before the ball got there, I thought. But we'll have to wait and see what the replay shows. Let's see if the replay shows him being hit early.
Here's the replay. Our replays are provided to us by Mike Nowinski, who does a great job on the replays in the slow-mo. Our graphics tonight provided by Andy Foley.
Andy Foley.
Andy Foley, Andy Foley, Andy Foley.
That's another $1 for you, Andy.
There's Ron. Our chief engineer, Don Scheraus, the production manager and director, the head man, the boss himself, Mr. Scotty Bowers. And up in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser and Brett Musgrove.
Pass was incomplete to Sean Fields. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Crabbers. Ball rests at the Kecoughtan 48-yard line. Here's the replay as the ball was a little bit outside. I believe it was deflected at the line of scrimmage. So,
and I want you to look at number 00, the ball boy for the Hampton Crabbers. That's where young Matt Mitchell was many, 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 many years ago.
Nice punt.
Wow.
But the ball hit the foot of a Crabber at about the 18-yard line, and let's see where they're going to end up marking it.
Like they're going to put it back there where it hit, yeah.
Thought they would have marked it where he downed it, even if it did.
Boom, right there.
Hit him right on the back of the foot.
And that's where they're going to put it.
About the 17. The ball bounced forward to the 21, and that's where they're going to mark it because that's actually where Hampton downed the ball. Yes, indeedy. That was a good call. Warriors have the ball first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
There's some excited fans right there.
3:10 to go here in the game. Hampton out in front of Kecoughtan, 21-0. Dorsey is being gets away from the tackle.
He can't throw it now.
He's
going to have too many.
Down he goes finally at the 10-yard line.
He got a little shovel pass there.
Oh, he's going to call that a pass before he went down? They're going to consider that an incomplete pass, folks.
That was called to get rid of the ball. That's exactly what that was called.
We'll get to see it.
Watch him.
Let's see if there was actually a receiver in front of him.
He's almost a face mask right there. Got him by the shirt.
I can't believe he got out of that tackle, but he did.
Watch what he does. as he comes back right here. He just tosses it forward.
He tosses it to Tate. And it bounces off of Tate, and that's actually, folks, that's a good call. It goes as an incomplete pass. Second down and 10 for the Warriors at the 20, at the 21.
Gracious.
Dorsey rolls out to his right, forces back to the middle of the field, and there's big old number 70 for the Crabbers. Anthony Wardrett. And brings him down after a gain of about 2. And Wardrett's the one that had him at about back at the 10-yard line a little while ago, and he got out of it. As we're going to have to think about who we're going to use for player of the games here tonight. This is going to be a hard decision to make, I think, on both teams. My idea is we are in person. Let's see, we're trying to get him now. What do you got there? Okay, and yes.
I like this. I like this one.
That's
Hello
fine.
there, young lady. Say hi. You're live on WHCS Channel 46.
I agree with both of those.
Like that one right there. I was trying to think of who else. There was somebody else.
Back to passes, Mayo. Overthrown. Intended for number 87 of Kecoughtan, and that was Greg Richardson.
Didn't he?
Incomplete.
Didn't he do that?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, that is. That's him. Sending the player of the games over to the truck so they can put them up on the screen here in a couple of minutes, and we'll give them to you shortly. 4th down and 8 now for Kecoughtan as Kate back to punt the ball for Kecoughtan.
I'm surprised they're just not going to go for it here. 1 minute, 51 seconds left in the game.
That's what they were going to do. That's exactly what they did.
Terry Thomas trying to complete a pass.
There's flags all over the field, and I'm sure that's going to be an ineligible player downfield on that play because the entire line was past the line of scrimmage on that play. Let's see what it is.
I'm not sure everybody got the play call.
That's what it is. And the Crabbers are going to decline this penalty, I'm sure, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Well, it was a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have punted.
An eligible receiver downfield against Kecoughtan. That penalty is declined. 1st down.
So Hampton takes over 1st and 10 at the Kecoughtan 23-yard line. So anytime our guy's down in the truck, Andy Foley can put up the stat or the player of the game, we'll give them to you. 1st and 10 Hampton. We're down to 1 minute 47 to go now in the game. Timeout Kecoughtan. All right, here are our player of the games, folks.
For the Kecoughtan Warriors, for his great defensive effort and the offensive effort here in the second half, Mike, number 7, William Tate. And on the Hampton side, dominating with defense tonight, another defensive player, Pierre Wynn, who was just all over the place making stops, and
the interception for the touchdown that really put the nail in the coffin.
Our players of the game, sponsored by Tidewater Team Sports tonight for Kecoughtan, William Tate, and for Hampton, Pierre Wynn. Congratulations to both of those young gentlemen for their outstanding game tonight here at Darling Stadium.
As we get down towards the end of our contest here at Darling Stadium, Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe and Brent Musgrove along with the remaining crew here at WHCS Channel 46. Live Peninsula District football here at Darling Stadium. Hampton 21 and Kecoughtan 0.
And some of that crew, Mike, Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bateman. We have Mr. Ferries on the camera. And there's some of the fans that our crew gets to show you.
And you also got the big guy, too.
Which big guy? We got lots of big guys.
That's Sean Fields set up in a quarterback slot, takes the snap and carries it all the way down inside the 5, but there is a flag on the play. All the way back outside at about the 13. It's probably going to be an illegal block. Let's see what the call is. And it will go against the Crabbers. But what an ingenious and different view that we had there. Sean Fields lines up in the quarterback slot and a direct snap to him, and he takes off running around the right side.
I think that kind of surprised everybody. They just weren't prepared for that.
including us. Now, the referee is just now throwing the flag, and look where they're at with the ball, all the way down inside the 10.
That's where they're calling the holding.
And the holding is being called all the way out here on 13. He was inside the 5 with the ball, so that's going to be a flag against the
Holding.
I'm looking for. See, he's already on his way inside
Replay
the 10.
first down.
Yeah, but it depends on where the holding took place.
Timeout. Hampton.
This is the referee, and he throws it right there. I don't see a holding.
Who's he looking? With you, I don't see what he saw.
Well, on the replay there, we were having a real hard time trying to figure out who the referee was throwing the flag against. But
And we had our cameras right on that one all the way.
You couldn't have had a better shot at the view of the game right there, because we had a shot of the referee throwing the flag at the players, and I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. And there's Mike Smith, Danny Mitchell on the right,
and they're not
Mike,
happy
it looks
right
like
now.
His son. Mike, we also want to thank our crew down in the truck tonight. Mike Nowinski on slow motion and replay. Andy Foley on graphics. Don Schraus, the chief engineer. And Scotty Bowers, the director producer for WHCS TV Channel 46.
Our referee down there listening to Coach Smith as he is voicing his opinion on the call. And obviously they don't agree with it.
Well,
it's, hey, they're the ones who get paid to throw the flag, so I guess they're doing their job.
They've got a better view of it, I guess, than we do, but it was an awful good shot from our camera crew.
1st and 10 now from the 23-yard line for the Crabbers. As the clock now at 1:37 to go here in the 4th.
Like it's been at 1:37 after the last 3 minutes.
Mitchell back behind center in the shotgun. There's a snap, fake, throw.
He's got it wide open.
And there again is number 15 for the Crabbers.
Paul Shaw.
Paul Shaw. He's been all over the field tonight, folks, offensively and defense. And that is a 23-yard touchdown throw, and right on the money.
Paul Shaw, one of those in contention for player of the game, was one of the people that we considered. Put in a
it's
good
a shame
effort
that
tonight.
play didn't take place about 2 minutes ago.
Well,
that's okay.
Defense has dominated this game, and good choice, I think. But any of them, there's several of them that could have been. That's the tough part, ladies and gentlemen. When you're up here and you have to make that decision, there's a lot of young kids down there that played well.
Extra point attempt out of the hold of Sean Fields by Matt Mitchell is up and through. So the Crabbers extend their lead now to 28-0. Folks, it was 7-0 at the halftime. It's been all
0-0 at half.
That's right. It was no score at the half, and it's been all Hampton in the second half, offensively and defensively.
There's Derek Mayo, number 10, who played a super game.
Need to find out how many first downs Kecoughtan has had in the second half. In the first half, they only had 2, and they've only had 2 in the second half. 4 first downs for the Warriors in the game.
Very dominating Crabber defense as they begin to get back on track.
This is what we've seen all year long. We've seen this defensive effort by the Crabbers all year.
And there's a young lady who's very excited to be on the Kecoughtan side, even though her team is down 28-0 here. She's excited. All dressed up for the game with her beads.
Timeout has been called, and I believe the Crabbers took it. And it looks as though Coach Smith is still not happy over there on the other side of the field.
He's talking with the referees. He's been talking with them. I don't know what they're talking about.
You get number 7 on camera.
Got his hat off, so he's serious.
Well, when he's really serious, I think, is when Coach Smith has his hat on backwards. Well, that's not the worst of it. We couldn't see it either.
Yeah.
Either way, the call was made and the play stopped, and it doesn't matter. The Crabbers scored on the next play anyhow. So Hampton will kick off now as Mitchell will set the ball up on the tee, as Sean Fields, like he has so far every time Mitchell's kicked off, holds the ball in place for Mitchell. Back deep for Kecoughtan. Number 7 is William Tate, along with their quarterback, Anthony Dorsey, number 5.
Number 1 was back there, too. Oh, Isaiah Shepard hadn't been out there in the second half.
Haven't seen much of Shepard. I wonder if he got hurt, because we haven't seen much of him in the second half at all.
I don't remember seeing him a bit.
Ball's brought out to the 27-yard line.
And we've had about 9 seconds move off the clock since the last 7 minutes. And it has been another good live game from WHCS TV. Here's that last play. You see on the kickoff return, he gets a few yards before he's wrapped up by one of the Crabbers.
1st and 10 for Kecoughtan. And don't forget, folks, if you haven't already been told, we have 2 games scheduled for next week. Thursday night,
back-to-back.
We have, I believe, it's Kecoughtan against, let's wait till after this play. A pass over the middle, and just a little bit behind the intended receiver, who was number 87. That was Greg Richardson. Next week is Hampton and Bethel play Friday night.
And then Kecoughtan and Phoebus, I believe.
Yeah, Kecoughtan Phoebus on Thursday night.
And there's that
games,
pass right
folks,
behind the
next
player.
week right now are scheduled to be televised live here on WHCS Channel 46.
And then shortly after that, Mike, we have the 17th annual Warrior Classic.
Just think, guys, we only have 2 weeks left in the remaining of the regular season. A lot of new jerseys out there now. There's
well,
a lot of those new jerseys who haven't been doing a lot of playing got in on that one.
Yes, they did.
As the ball was handed off to Terry Thomas, and he actually was brought down before he got the ball.
That play didn't look too good. It looked like Anthony Dorsey and Terry Thomas were confused about who was supposed to end up with the ball. Watch this. Like, you take it. No, I'll take it.
And is that Jefferson, number 60? It is. William Jefferson was in there. And
along with Pierre Wynn, number 70. Excuse me.
30. 50 seconds to go left in the game as this game is rolling down to a conclusion. 41 seconds now.
A game that started out as a defensive struggle basically remained that way, although it went in favor of the Crabbers during the second half.
Dorsey on a keeper around the right end.
Nice little fake there.
Nice little run, and Pierre Wynn collars him down at about the 42-yard line, where his nice run by Dorsey is going to pick up a first down, a gain of about 16 on the play.
Dorsey came to the side on that play, Mike, as we watch the replay. He got by one tackler right there. Now watch this little fake pass that the defender bid on, and that picked up another good 10, 12 yards for him.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Well, hello there, young ladies.
Last play of the game. Back to pass is Dorsey. Throws the ball over the middle. Oh, and it was completed by the Warriors, number 22, and that's going to be Chris McGlee. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our ball game here at Darling Stadium. The Hampton Crabbers came out on fire in the second half to score 28 unanswered points as they defeat the Kecoughtan Warriors by a score of 28-0.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports has brought you tonight's game from the Darling Stadium, Friday night Peninsula District football. Tonight's game, ladies and gentlemen, has been sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. And by Kelly's Tavern. Family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula, Port Warwick off of Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. As well as Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part tonight by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property at 881-2004 or his cell 685-3127. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue Nancy Staton, director. Well, Mike, another broadcast live from WHCS Channel 46. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We've had a lot of fun here bringing it to you live, and we hope to bring some more to you. As
Final
Mike
score,
said,
the Hampton Crabbers 28 and the Kecoughtan Warriors nothing. Good night, everybody, from Darling Stadium. See you next Thursday night live, where the Kecoughtan Warriors will be playing the Phoebus Phantoms.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports. You've been watching it live.